Good morning. This is a orientation on your new Salem. I'm Steph. I'm going to walk you through the trailer inside and out. At the end, I will email you this. If you have any questions, my contact information will be on there. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Back of your trailer, spare tire. Hopefully you don't ever have to use that. At the top, option, backup camera. It's a backup camera, observation station, security camera. Automatically turns to night vision. If you choose to go that route, give me a call. We can add that before you pick it up or before you take it home. Okay? On the roof, maintenance 3 times a year. Get on the roof minimum. Twice a year, you're going to check your seals, front, rear, and around your bathroom vent, things like that. You have lap sealant. Lap sealant is a rubber-based material that adheres to the rubber membrane roof. It will crack over a period of time or even bubble. Pop the bubbles, fill in over the bubbles and the cracks twice a year. Once a year, you want to treat the roof with UV blockers and conditioner to keep the roof rubberized. If you do not do that after a period of time, what it will do, it will shrink, crack, and then you have water leaks. So we want to prevent that from happening. So that's once a year. Also on the back of your trailer, you have your water heater. Underneath you have on-off button. On is for electric. Gas switch is inside. This is your drain plug right here. Okay, it's 1 1/16 inch, goes right in that hole. When you dewinterize it, turn your water heater bypass valve off. Water will go right into the water heater first. Now, if you run gas and electric both at the same time, you will maintain. It will maintain faster. It means you get a longer, hotter shower. Okay. On the off-door side rear, you have a few things. Black tank flush, city connection, cable satellite, and your power cord. Okay, city connection. That's where you hook up a garden hose to feed water throughout the trailer. Black tank flush. Make sure your valve is all the way open after you drain your tank. That flushes all the debris and things out of your black tank. Cable and satellite. That's for glamping and not camping. Okay? If the campground has cable or satellite, you plug into either one of those. It feeds throughout the trailer. Underneath, okay, your valves. The one on the right is your black tank, and the 2 on the left are your gray tanks. One is for the galley, one is for the bathroom, which is the bathroom sink and the tub shower area. Okay, always drain the black tank first, followed with the gray tank. This is a new strong arm scissor jack system for Salem. All right, you're going to loosen up the T-handle, lower down your jack, tighten up the T-handle. That eliminates any sway in the trailer while you're in it. Okay, wheels and tires. Make sure you maintain the air pressure on the tires. Torque the rims down to 115 foot-pounds, and behind the wheel there you have grease buddies. They recommend repacking the bearings every 6,000 miles or 2 years for wear and tear and rust. You can add grease if you choose to. Slide room. This rubber seal. Okay? They want you to spray it once a year with rubber seal conditioner. Okay? You got to spray up, over the top, down the other side. That keeps that seal rubberized so it doesn't dry, rot, crack, and then you don't have any leaks. It does come with brackets on each side of the room. Okay? What that means is, from the factory, they put slide topper brackets on your slide room. Slide toppers are awnings that go over the slide room to keep all the debris off the slide room. That way it doesn't damage the seal. They vary in price, so give me a call and we can discuss the price. It's a great option. If you get the slide topper, then once you spray your seals once a year, you don't have to worry about the upper one because it does not see the sun. Okay, front compartment. All right, the nice thing about these is they have magnets. Okay, one there, one there. Keeps it right on there for you. Underneath you have a few things on the other side which we'll go over. This side, lots of room. You do have access under the bed. It has shocks to hold the bed open. All right, moving to the front of the coach. battery's been installed, part of the convenience package. Down below you have your battery disconnect. Okay, that means anytime you're not camping or plugged in or pulling it, make sure the disconnect is off. That way it doesn't kill the battery. Around the front you have a power tongue jack. Okay, power tongue jack, you have a light, and of course up and down. Okay, this guy right here, you remove that if you lose power. There's a crank in the front compartment that will crank it manually. Both propane tanks been filled, part of the convenience package as well. All right, the other side compartment, your slinky hose, your hitch system, and of course your wrenches. Okay, the one right there is for the jack to manually crank it. That little socket is to put your jacks down, and the long rod is for your strong arms. You do have a night light in there as well. Center button turns it on and off. Okay. Below your front compartment on the door side, solar panel hookup. If you choose to go solar panels, you just plug in there, it charges the battery. Okay. Your awning is 20 feet long, comes out 8 feet 2 inches. If you want rain runoff, on front and rear you have these little guys. Pull that bracket down. Okay. Pinch it like that and you have rain runoff towards the front. Okay. Push it back up, lock it into place. That way when you roll it rolls up evenly. Okay, on the left side of the door you have your compartment with your mini fridge. That is 12 volt, or that is 110 use only. Okay, so you have to have power for that one to run. Underneath that you have your grill. On your grill is your hose for the propane. Okay, that's going to plug into the back onto that fitting, and then you're going to run it up under and plug it in there. That feeds off the front propane tanks. That way you don't have to carry an additional tank with you. Right, moving along. Above your window you have a vent. That's ventilation for over the range when you cook. Next to the compartment you have a spray port. That's where the slinky hose goes. Okay, you do have to de-winterize and winterize that. That's part of the water system. Plug that in, that's cold water. You can rinse off feet and things like that. Left of that you have your furnace outlet. Do not block that. You don't want to cause any fires. Next to that is your speaker, and of course further down you have a speaker. That's tied to the sound bar inside. I'll go over that in a little bit. Freshwater tank fill. That's where you're going to put water on board. If you choose to use water on board, you have to use your water pump. If you're on city, you do not use a pump. Okay? If you're not going to use that, leave the drain open. Okay? That way everything can drain out. That is that guy right there. Alright? You don't want mold and mildew in there. Next to the fresh tank fill, you have a 110 outlet. Okay? And of course the back door. Past the back door on the door side in the very rear, you have your low point drains. Low point drains are the lowest point of the water system. And then we're right there. Okay? Now, we're going to go in momentarily, but first I'm going to show you how your stairs work. Two things you got to remember about the stairs. One, make sure the door is all the way open. For the simple fact is, this side has this little wing. It will hit this door here, and you don't want it to ding up your door frame. Alright? Another thing, make sure that alright, sorry about that. The black and the silver have to touch. That way when you shut your door, it doesn't bend up the bottom of your door frame. Okay? If you have to adjust the legs for any purpose or any reason for unlevel ground, it's these pins right here. Okay? Remove these pins. The legs go up and down accordingly to fit flat on the ground. Alrighty. We're going to go inside now, and I will go over the inside with you. Inside the trailer, by the door, you have a fire extinguisher. The fire extinguisher is to extinguish your shorts as you run out, because insurance will pay for everything else. You do have a GFI plug next to the sink. Up on the wall you have your monitoring panel. On there you have your slide room. It's going to make that dun 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 noise as it's all the way out. Once it's in, it's going to make the same noise. Once it's in, do not walk on the carpet. It's considered a floating floor. You don't want to break down the seals. Next to that is your awning switch. Okay, simple. As you can see, you push it and it retracts. Once it goes all the way out, you have to take your finger off the button. As you see the sticker on the far left corner of the tube. The reason why that is because it doesn't know when to stop. Alright, next to that you have light switches. Okay, light switches. That one is for your over the slide room light. This one is for your awning lights. Water heater on gas and water pump. Next to that, above that, you have your battery. Fresh, black, gray, and galley. Galley is for your sink drain. Okay. Next to on your sink faucet, you have your keys. Your keys will be there when you take possession of your trailer. That's where we put all our keys for our customers. On the sink, you have a strainer or hot plate. So if you have something off the stove, go ahead and throw it on the table, lay it on there. It won't burn the surface. Okay. Underneath, you have a light. And of course, you have lots of storage above the countertop. Under the countertop, you have a shade over the window. That one is metal because it's close to fire. Fire is your stove and oven. All right. You do have a glass countertop on that. Just go ahead and swing it open out of your way. Once you get it open, you have a 3-burner stove top and an oven. This is your igniter. These are for your 3 burners. And this one is for the oven. This guy right here is for cool blue lights to run on the knobs, as well as the light in the oven. Okay. Make sure you put the stovetop down for travel because it is glass. We want glass to be glass and not broken. Left of that is your drawers. Inside your drawers you have a couple remotes. I'll go over that in a minute. And the next drawer down is your paperwork. I call that the Bud Light Taco Bell information. If you eat Taco Bell on the way to the campground and drink Bud Light, you're going to spend a little extra time in that room. You have time to read this boring stuff. And of course, underneath that, you have another drawer. Left of that, underneath the sink, you have lots of storage. Okay, underneath the stove, you have the vent for your furnace. Don't block that. Next to that, to the right, is your 10.7 cubic inch refrigerator freezer. This right here is a lock for traveling. That way your food stays in. Inside the refrigerator, you have all kinds of space that you could ever imagine for all the goodies for you and the kids. Okay? Now, the refrigerator in New Salem's are 12 volt. It runs constantly off the battery. What that means is, anytime you have the battery disconnect on, it's going to run the refrigerator. So if your refrigerator's warm, been sitting for a week or so on a nice sunny week, you turn it on, it will draw so many watts that it will kill your battery. So make sure you plug it in before you cool down the refrigerator. Down here is your power box. Now in the power box, line 1, oh, they moved them. But one of these, yes, top one, sorry. Top one is your reefer, which is your refrigerator. If you remove that 15 amp fuse, your refrigerator will shut off so you can have everything else run in here and it doesn't have the refrigerator running. Okay? Next to the refrigerator to the right is your pantry. Good news and bad news. Good news is it's very, very large. Bad news, TerryTown does not stock it. Comes with a night light or light for any reason that you need a light. Underneath there is the access panel. Access panel is where your water pump is, and you can tell it has been winterized. Okay, that's your access panel. To the right of your pantry is the thermostat. Okay, right now it is currently 50 degrees in here. You can't read that? Hit it once. All right, bottom right corner you have the off button. The next one is going to be fan, low and high, cool, low and high, and then of course auto. Auto means it's automatically going to turn on and off. Next step is furnace, next step is off. Make sure one shuts all the way down, blower shuts off before you go through and turn the next one on. You don't want them both running at the same time. Below that, towards the floor, is your LP carbon monoxide detector. The green light means it's working. If the green light goes out for any reason, do not sleep in here. If you acquire a gas leak in your travels, if the green light's not working, it does not tell you. So make sure the green light's on all the time. Inside the restroom, okay, shower curtain, and of course, skylight. Hot and cold. If you turn the faucet on and you want to eliminate a lot of water use, turn it on designated temperature. Move that plunger to one side. It shuts the nozzle off. The water stays the same temperature. Flip it back the other way and the water is the same temperature. Rinse off and you're done. Toilet. Down at the floor you have a pedal. If you push the pedal down just a tad bit, it will put water in the bowl. Fills the water in the bowl, okay, all the way down. It all goes down. You have a light switch on the wall that runs your lights. Fantastic fan in the ceiling. Switch for the fan is to the left corner. Turn that on and off. Okay, crank it open. We do recommend a max air cover for that to keep it open year round. That way in the winter the walls can breathe. Summer you get a little extra air. If you don't let it breathe, the walls will warp and eventually mold and mildew. That little strap right there is for the medicine cabinet. Hooks to that little guy right here. Holds it shut and tight while you travel so your stuff stays in there. Of course, your bathroom sink and storage underneath. On the wall is your GFI receptacle resetter. Okay, anything that I showed you on that first outlet has that little sticker. If they trip, you're going to reset them right there. Alrighty, back out to the bunk room. Bunk room, you do have storage underneath. And of course, fire exit window in the rear. Have a light above, 12 volt on the top bunk. Bottom bunk has a light and 12 volt. Underneath the bunk, you can lift that up. Okay, lift that up for bikes, things like that. Underneath this access panel, you remove that, pull your power cord out, remove the next access panel, and behind that one is your water heater bypass valve. It's a little bit extra steps, but you got the option of doing that. Okay. Next to that, you got an outlet there, and of course your dinette. You do have storage underneath both, and of course in the rear, you just got to pick the panel wood up. Under each one you have storage bins. If you choose to move the table down for a bed, it sits on these rails on both sides and you can make a bed out of it. If you choose not to use a bed out of it, don't take the legs off. Now, the really cool thing about this dinette is right now it is an L-shaped dinette. Okay? If you choose to make it a U-shaped dinette, remove that cushion, pick these two cushions up, put the metal bracket in this bracket and the bracket back there, and of course you have a U-shaped dinette. If you leave it the way it is, you have a super long couch. Okay? Couch, aka drunk bed Fred. Sorry, let me say it again. Drunk friend bed. You always have that one friend that your wife does not like. Have them sleep on this and they'll be gone in the morning. And you'll have a happy day at the campground. If you choose not to have your friends stay over, leave it up. And of course you have your nice sofa back. Underneath the sofa, you have storage. Okay? Inside there you have 3 storage bins. Okay? Blinds. I have them down for the video. Okay? They are nice. They do have the corner blinders on them. That way you have your privacy. If you have to pull them up, pull down, and let go, they automatically retract by themselves. Okay? This is your accessories that you must have purchased. Here is a magnet, goes with that. That holds the door closed for your privacy while you're inside. And of course it does have a door strap. Make sure the door strap is fastened for travel because you know you want the door to stay the way it is. Now you have lots and lots of storage. If you're like me, your wife is going to get the closet and all this storage. But don't worry, because she's going to allow you to have this. You have room for socks, underwear, t-shirts, shorts, and sweatshirts. You can store your shoes underneath if you choose to. And of course you do have access to underneath. Okay? It does have 2 lights in the ceiling. They are push button lights. In the center, turn them off or on. You do have one underneath there. 12-volt plug on both sides. And inside the holes on both sides are access panels to the 110 plugs if you want to put an alarm clock or whatever. On the wall here, you have TV backer. You can mount a TV and you have coax and 110. In the ceiling is your air conditioner. And the furnace comes through the floor. Moving to the front, you have a spot for a television. Run the cables down through here. Comes out through here, plugs in here for TV antenna and 110. TV booster. Make sure the green light's on for the TV booster or you won't get any local channels. Below that is your sound bar. AM, FM, Bluetooth compatible. You can charge your phone off of it or use an aux cable. Zone 1 is the sound bar. Zone 2 is for outdoors. Alright. Fireplace. Underneath that, back to the remotes. Soundbar remote and fireplace remote. Alright, the remote. Turn it on and off. You can see that it's flashing H. That means high fan. You can change that to no fan or low fan, high fan. Temperature 65 to 95 degrees. If you choose, you can change the color of the rocks. Okay? If it's super bright and you're watching TV at night, oh, does not have the dimmer. I apologize. But it does have a timer. Timer goes from 30 minutes up to 5 hours. Okay? It is a working fireplace. If you listen real good in the video, hopefully you can hear this. Once I shut it off, the fan kicks in. The fan has to cool down the fan area. Once it cools down, it'll automatically shut off. Okay? The remotes are back in the top drawer. Next to the door, you have a closet. Lots of room there. Okay? It does come with a light as well. Next to the door is your convenience pack. Inside the bag is your sewer dump hose, drinking hose, and 30 to 115 adapter. That excludes the video of the orientation. I will go over a few more items and then I will email you this video. First, prep paperwork. We do a 110-point inspection on every trailer. Used, we don't trust the people who owned it prior to you. New, we don't trust the factory. Here we got your LP system, 12 volt, 110 water system to here. Then your interior, your exterior, and of course, complete set of keys, owner's manuals, and it has not been winterized. So, you are all ready to go. The other one is paper I give all my customers. First part is regular maintenance, things I talked about. Okay? The next one is items for full hookup. The next one is Google reviews. My name's Steph, like I mentioned in the beginning. If you go on TerryTown's website, go to Google reviews, mention my name, and let me know how good I'm doing my videos, how I can make them better or more informative. This paper here is for interior, exterior. Okay? Exterior. It's all these items here, which are located here. Now, it reduces the chance of fading, peeling, or cracking of all decals on the exterior. And of course, bugs. Alright, if you're going to travel a lot with it, you get bugs on the front, they wash off with a garden hose. That means for the next 5 years, if you have any peeling, fading of decals, or bug-wise, they replace the metal for free if it doesn't come off. It does cover you on tree sap as well. And they do your awning. They run your awning all the way out. Do the upper half of the awning. If the stitching comes out of the awning for any reason, they replace the fabric. If it dry rots, they replace the fabric as well. If you choose to go with a slide topper, they cover that as well for the next 5 years. The interior covers for mold and mildew, chewing gum, loose stitching, dyes, bleaches, crayons, body fluids, pets included, makeup, things like that. That means if you spill anything on the carpet or recliners or even the dinette, say red Kool-Aid, if it stains it, they replace it free of charge. If any stitching comes out, they replace it. If you gouge it or tear it less than 6 inches, they replace it free of charge, zero deductible. The finance manager will go over that once you talk to him. Okay? More information on the awning. Fading, cracking, or discoloring. And of course, the interior covers all those items. Now, that's the end of my video. I hope you enjoy your new camper. And congratulations again from TerryTown. I hope you enjoy your new camper.